Hey there, curious minds. Buckle up, because today you're going to discover some of the most mind-blowing, bizarre, and incredible facts from around the world and beyond. You'll walk away from this video knowing things you never expected to learn. Let's dive right in. Did you know that bananas are technically berries, but strawberries aren't? That's because, botanically speaking, a berry must come from a flower with one ovary and typically have multiple seeds. Bananas fit the bill, but strawberries? Their seeds are on the outside, and they develop from a flower with multiple ovaries, which disqualifies them from being a true berry. Nature really likes to mess with our assumptions. Speaking of fruit, here's something wild. Pineapples don't grow on trees. They actually grow out of the ground on a kind of spiky bush. It takes nearly 2 years for a single pineapple to mature and ripen. So the next time you slice one open, remember, it's not just a tasty tropical treat, it's a lesson in patience. And while we're in the plant kingdom, did you know that bamboo can grow up to 35 inches in a single day? That's more than an inch an hour. You could literally sit and watch it grow, if you had the time and a very comfortable chair. Let's switch it up with something aquatic. Octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, and 1 pumps it to the rest of the body. But here's the kicker. When an octopus swims, the heart that pumps to the body actually stops beating. Swimming stresses them out, so they prefer crawling instead. Imagine if your heart just took a break every time you went for a jog. Even weirder? Octopus blood is blue. Instead of iron like humans, their blood uses copper to transport oxygen. It's more efficient for their cold, low-oxygen environments. Between the multiple hearts, blue blood, and taste buds on arms, octopuses might as well be aliens. Now let's travel back in time. The Eiffel Tower can grow up to 6 inches taller in summer. That's because the metal expands in the heat. It shrinks again when it cools down, kind of like a giant seasonal accordion made of steel. And speaking of big things, the largest desert in the world isn't the Sahara, it's actually Antarctica. Most people think of deserts as hot, sandy places, but technically a desert is just an area that gets very little precipitation. Antarctica gets less than 2 inches of precipitation a year, making it the driest place on Earth. Cold, dry, and technically a desert. Wrap your head around that. Here's one for fans of time travel, or at least time zones. There are places on Earth where you can step forward or backward a full day, depending on which side of the international dateline you're on. For example, it can be 10 a.m., Monday on one side, and 10 a.m., Sunday on the other. A literal step back in time. Time gets even weirder in space. Did you know that time moves slower the closer you are to a massive object like Earth? It's called gravitational time dilation. Astronauts on the International Space Station actually age slightly slower than we do on Earth, by a few milliseconds, but technically, they are living in the future compared to us. Einstein was right. Time is relative. Your body is a collection of fascinating contradictions. For instance, your bones are 5 times stronger than concrete, yet they're made of living tissue that grows, breaks, and heals. The femur is the strongest bone in the body, capable of supporting over 30 times your body weight. That's like carrying a rhinoceros on one leg. But your brain? That's where things get really interesting. It's about the size of 2 fists and only accounts for around 2% of your body weight, yet it uses 20% of your body's total energy. It runs on glucose and never truly shuts off, even when you're sleeping. That's why you dream. And sometimes those dreams are your brain's way of solving problems or processing emotions. Speaking of sleep, dolphins sleep with one eye open, literally. They shut down half their brain at a time so they can stay alert for predators or obstacles while resting. It's called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, and birds do it too. Imagine taking a nap while still being able to watch your surroundings. That's multitasking at its finest. Back to animals, elephants can actually hear with their feet. Their sensitive foot pads can pick up low-frequency rumbles from other elephants miles away. These seismic vibrations travel through the ground and are picked up through their bones. So, yes, elephants can literally feel your footsteps before they even hear you. Let's talk numbers. Did you know that the number Google is a real number? It's a 1 followed by 100 zeros. That's more than the number of atoms in the observable universe. The search engine Google was actually named after it, though they famously misspelled it. Still, not a bad branding move. Now here's one that'll make your skin crawl. The average mattress doubles in weight over 10 years. Why? Dust mites, dead skin, sweat, and other, organic material. That's why cleaning and flipping your mattress matters, unless you're cool with sleeping on a microscopic graveyard. Have you ever looked at a clock and thought the second hand froze for a moment? That's called the stopped clock illusion. When your eyes dart to something suddenly, your brain fills in the gap by pausing time for a split second, making it seem like the clock hesitated. It's not broken, it's your brain playing editor. Here's a weird one. Lobsters taste with their legs and chew with their stomachs. Tiny hairs on their legs detect chemicals in the water, basically tasting their environment as they walk. And when they eat, food passes through their gastric mill, a series of teeth-like structures in their stomach that grind it down. Bon appetit. Ever wonder why cats always land on their feet? It's called the righting reflex, and they develop it at just a few weeks old. Their flexible spine and lack of a collarbone allow them to twist in midair and reorient themselves before landing. It's not magic. It's physics and evolution combined. You probably know that fingerprints are unique, but did you know your tongue print is too? Everyone's tongue has its own pattern of ridges, textures, and muscle structure. In theory, you could be identified by licking something. Weird, but true. Speaking of tongues, the blue whale, the largest animal to ever exist, has a tongue that weighs more than an elephant. Its heart is the size of a small car. Its blood vessels are so wide a child could crawl through them. And yet, it feeds on some of the tiniest creatures in the ocean. Krill. Thousands of pounds of krill, swallowed in one massive gulp. In Japan, there's a word for buying books and never reading them. Tsundoku. It's when your shelf becomes more aspirational than functional. If that hits too close to home, don't worry, you're in good company. The love of knowledge, even unread, is still a love of learning. Did you know that wombats poop cubes? Yep. Their intestines compress the waste into cube shapes to keep it from rolling away. This helps them mark territory more effectively. No rolling turds, no confusion about who's boss. And if that doesn't weird you out, maybe this will. There's a species of fungus called cordyceps that infects insects, takes over their minds, and controls their bodies. It forces the host to climb to a high place before it kills them and bursts out of their body to spread spores. It's real, it's horrifying, and it's the inspiration for some pretty famous zombie stories. Let's move to the stars. There's a planet called WASP-12b that's so close to its sun, it's literally being eaten. Its atmosphere is being pulled off by gravitational forces, forming a trail behind it like a comet. The planet is slowly being torn apart on a cosmic scale. And then there's the planet 55 Cancri E. It's believed to be made largely of diamond. Due to its carbon makeup and intense pressure, scientists theorize that its surface could sparkle like gemstones. It's twice the size of Earth and wildly inhospitable, but incredibly valuable. If only we could get there. Back on Earth, your body contains about 37 trillion cells, and each one contains your full DNA blueprint, around 3 billion base pairs. If you typed out your entire genome, letter by letter, it would take nearly 100 years. And yet all of that information fits inside the nucleus of a single cell. So small, you need a microscope to see it. Here's a strange one. Sharks are older than trees. Sharks have existed for around 400 million years. Trees only appeared about 350 million years ago. Sharks were swimming around while the land was still figuring itself out. In fact, some Greenland sharks are believed to be over 400 years old. Scientists have carbon dated their eye lenses and found individuals born before the American Revolution. Slow metabolism, cold waters, and deep ocean environments make them one of the longest living vertebrates on Earth. Let's end with a mind twister. You're never actually touching anything. On the atomic level, the electrons in your body repel the electrons in other objects. That sensation of touch is just the electromagnetic force pushing back. You're feeling the resistance, not the object itself. So technically, you're hovering at a microscopic distance, and with that, your brain is probably spinning. If even a few of these facts made you pause, smile, or say, "No way," then this video did its job. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the strange, wonderful world we live in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow fact lover. Let me know in the comments which fact blew your mind the most, or share one I haven't covered yet. Stay curious, and I'll see you next time.